you trying to set me up? Like, why you saying good morning, giving them the side eye? And it's like, fam, I'm just saying good day. Like, so in this segment, I just want you guys to kind of learn from my experiences. So I'm gonna be a little transparent with you about some of the things that I actually experienced in real life. I don't want you to feel like, as your core speaker, I I'm perfect and I'm just gonna tell you about yourself. Like I'm telling you about who I was. I'm not even telling you about myself. I'm telling you about the things that I've who I was as a person and who I experienced as well. And I was unsafe at one point, and I'm safer now. And so I just want to break down some of the things. I moved from New York City to Canada in August 2021. And so I came, if you're from New York, it's a very fast-paced life. It can be very hostile depending on where in New York you're from. I was from Brooklyn, New York, and yeah, Flatbush side, if you guys know that area. And my experience, man, was interesting because I moving from New York City to Canada is a big, big, big difference. Things are a lot more fast-paced. We have a lot more people actually in one area of living and small apartments, but thank God the apartment that I was living with my mom wasn't as small. Yeah, man, it just makes you on edge all the time because you always have to look out for yourself because one, when you have a population of millions of people in a small place, there's not a lot of resources, right? So that cause people to just be hungry all the time for everything, for opportunities, for food, the markets, stuff like that. And so coming here to make a long story short, it was challenging, especially with driving, because I drove a lot in New York too, finding parking and all that crazy stuff. And so with Canada, there's parking everywhere. It was like parking heaven. Like if you're a driver, yo, in New York or a big city, you know what I'm talking about, man. Finding parking, it was stressful. Like literally, you could have patches in your head just from trying to find parking spaces. I remember staying up till 3 in the morning and then waking up at 6 to move the car and then trying to find parking and be the first one before other people wake up to it was just like a race and it's just like you're always on edge, you're always on 10 trying to like make ends meet or just survive. And man, going here to an environment where people are so more slower paced or they're actually nicer, they're saying good morning and they're saying things like hey, and they're saying hey because they actually like have a question, is like hey, are you good? Like this is I don't know, that Canada people are just nice, bro. And so for me, I wasn't used to that. I was not used to that, and so I honestly wasn't even that. Like people say good morning, I'm just like, bro, like what you trying to set me up? Like, why are you saying good morning, giving them the side eye? And it's like, fam, I'm just saying good day. Like, I'm just wishing you a good day. Like, why are you tripping? But yeah, man. So all of that attitude and everything came into my marriage. I remember sometimes my wife would be speaking with me. She'll just, just ask simple things or she'll say something and I'm like, what? And, if you're from a traditional household, when somebody says what instead of I'm sorry or excuse me or I didn't hear you, can you repeat that? It's just saying what is so disrespectful in the context of now I'm seeing how it looks. It's just like imagine you're talking to me and I'm just so aggressive with the what, like what? You'll be like, fam, like why are you being so like hostile? But for me, in my environment, that's normal because you be at the deli, the bodega, and you trying to order a sandwich, and they're trying to just cook, make their thing, make the sandwich, and they're actually what'd you say, Poppy? Come on, you gotta talk. And it's just like you like, dang, like can you give me a minute to process my thoughts, like so. Yeah, just one of those little examples, but a lot of other things started getting into my marriage as well. I used to be triggered a lot, not just by people, but just a lot of other things from my past relationships. So, for example, one of the things my ex used to do was like eat heated tuna. Like, I don't know if this is a thing where you're from or if you're listening to me and you're like, wait, did he really say that? I did. People actually eat up tuna fish, y'all. I don't get it. It's crazy. We're in 2023, or you probably watching 2024 or whatever, and people out here heating up fish that is supposed to be in a sandwich, not like red snapper. We're not gonna get into that. I can go forever about that. But yeah, just stuff like that used to just trigger me. The smell of it used to just take me back, and I'm like, no, I don't want to be in that place or with that person. But then, obviously, coming to the perspective of you're not there, you're not with that person. They just have similar taste buds or whatever, whatever it could be. I don't get why people again eat tuna fish that is hot, but we are here. This is where we at, people. And so other things like passionate talking, things like when people just talk aggressively, like The only person that I know in my house that used to talk loud and aggressive or just passionate, it's my dad. Like he just likes to be heard. He just likes to always talk and be the storyteller. Loud burst of laugh. Again, it'll be him. The reason why I say it like that is because he was the one. Like I don't know, when he does it, it seems like it's acceptable. But when I did it, it was like, oh, what's wrong with this boy? Why is he laughing so hard? Why is he, what's so funny? Or why is he talking so loud? Can you lower your voice? And you'll just see that we're busy. Don't you see that I'm just trying to be in peace? Or but and it's just like, but when they do it, it's like you have to just deal with it. So things like that, when I see other people used to do it, it just to turn me off because now I'm starting to act like my parents, or like I avoided being around people who just were genuinely laughing freely. You have the freedom to laugh. Why are you constraining yourself from laughing? But for me, even to this day, something that I'm working on is laughing wholeheartedly and not being insecure about how it comes out sounding. Like if it sounds crazy, you sound like a clown, then you sound like a clown. Just that's who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like just laugh. Another thing that used to trigger me was cupboard banging, like banging the shelves and stuff. My wife used to be cleaning the dishes sometimes, and she'll just be slapping things. I'm just talking about like, yo, what is there? I be sometimes in the shower sometimes when she washing the dishes, and I just hear it, and I'm like, yo, somebody snuck in the house, and she's just throwing her hands, like, what's going on, And I remember coming out, and I'm like, hey, babe, like, is everything okay? She's like, yeah, everything is fine. Like, what do you, what do you mean? And I'm just like, you just had a wrestling match, no? Like, like it's just loud and aggressive. My mom used to do that. So what triggered me about that is my mom used to just be always complaining about like not getting help around the house, and she had all valid reasons. She wasn't really getting that much help. She would work hard, 12-hour shifts, whatever, and you expect to come home to clean dishes and stuff with a house full of three people, and sometimes we did not do them, and so it was stressful. I can imagine, especially being married now, like helping my wife and seeing how it can be stressful, and so I try to help where I can, but yeah, man. So cupboard banging was a thing for me, and sometimes it still is now. She is mindful of it. She says, "Hey, babe, I'm sorry," or she even makes at least the acknowledgement of it. So if she bangs something, she's like, "Oh my gosh!" So at least that lets me know she's aware and she's not like angry. Because imagine somebody slams something in the house and then they don't say nothing and just quiet. It leaves you to figure out like, yo, uh, everything okay? Like, so things like that, y'all. Things like that. Those are some of the experiences that made me unsafe. Some of the reasons why I was unsafe. And you can see anything through that, through what I shared. I hope you learned something and that helped you. So, yeah, man, God bless y'all. We'll move on to the next one, and I'll see you in the next video.